Hey everybody, Sean here, and I hope you're doing well. By now, most of us have seen the headlines about Elijah Furtick's son, Elijah, and his new rap song singing about sex, guns, and money. You can see a number of articles online about this. And regardless of what verb is being used, we'll see that Stephen is praising, endorsing, promoting, and celebrating his son's ungodly music. This in itself should be enough to wake up the Elevation crowd as to why this man should not be listened to. Today we'll look at a clip from the sermon, Be Careful What You Copy. And this explains a lot about where his influence comes from. And we're distorting the video because Elijah Furtick is another one of those preachers that thinks he's above the fair use law. The clip is 3 minutes so that you can see it's not being used out of context.
So, in raising 3 of my own now, I'm sitting here thinking, like, what do I want them to copy of me? And what do I want them to cast out? I feel like since they have my genetics, it's my job to help shepherd them through some of this stuff. And it's really important that I disciple them. As a dad, I want to disciple my kids, not through a class. I don't really think they need another class from me, especially since I'm a preacher. They get to hear my words a lot. But in what I do and what I show them, and not just about Bible verses. I don't just want to disciple my kids in what they think about Greek or Hebrew in a Bible text. The original word is epokaradokia. I want to talk to them about some other words too. Some words that we might not be allowed to say in church, especially now, Graham's 13 and Elijah's 16. One thing I really thank God for is I've had the opportunity to work out with Elijah the last couple of years. And I'm glad that it's going to be at least 2 more years before he can catch me on bench press. But I kind of turned the workout room that's in our house into a little bit of a seminary study, like a laboratory, where I'm not only showing him how to do certain exercises, but I don't know if I told you this way, I've been taking him through the top 100 rock albums of all time. Right. Train up a child in the way that they should go. And the way that they should go is Led Zeppelin, right? We listen to Graves into Gardens too, an old church basement, but then sometimes we listen to other albums. Something funny happened the other day where we were listening to Jimi Hendrix, Little Wing, one of the greatest guitar intros of all time. I learned it when I was 14. And LJ Elijah says to me, this guy sounds like Pearl Jam. He thought Jimmy, 1969, was copying Stone Gossard and Mike McCready, 1991, because he didn't know who was copying who. And I said, no, boy. You don't have to grow up and be a Christian, but you will know that Jimi Hendrix, there are some things that are non-negotiable. They're copying Jimmy. Jimmy's not copying them. And give me that, what I handed you before we walked up. I disciple him in so many different ways. I'm pretty proud of myself. I show him technological advancements that have happened in the field of audio recording.
So Stephen is proud of his discipling, and that includes encouraging his son to listen to satanic bands like Led Zeppelin and Jimi Hendrix. Don't believe they're satanic? Just watch the Good Fight Ministries videos on these groups. Not to mention foul-mouthed Pearl Jam and who knows what other ungodly bands in his list of the top 100 greatest rock bands. Can we blame Elijah for writing a worldly song when his own father is influencing him with these other wicked groups? Stephen can talk about Jesus all he wants, but this is how the enemy works.
It's poison, I tell you, it's poison.
Yes, that's right, George Bailey. It's poison. A false teaching here, a worldly influence there, and before you know it, you've got a lukewarm form of Christianity mixed with the world. And that, my friends, is exactly what we have today with churches like Elevation, Hillsong, Church by the Glades, Michael Todd, and so many others. I pray that God does save Elijah Furtick and that he comes into a real relationship with God. And that would be a miracle considering who he's being mentored by. And if you are a Stephen Furtick supporter, I really do hope you realize that all false teachers will preach some truth. And with the number of videos online that show his false teachings, and even this video showing his approval of worldly influence on his own family, I ask that God would release you from this man's spell and lead you into a true church of God. We'll leave it here for today, but as always, leave your thoughts and comments below, and until next time, take care and God bless.